All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. Back with another post-fight discussion video. I know it's been a few days, but I've been kind of busy. Definitely want to come back and give y'all my post-fight thoughts on the return of Tatiana Suarez versus Montana De La Rosa. First off, I got to say, welcome back, Tatiana Suarez. Got to say welcome back to Tatiana for sure. I know a lot of people didn't think she was going to make it back because it's been almost 4 years. You know, everybody had to see it to believe it. Now they believe it. Tatiana's back in the building. And she made a big statement against De La Rosa. I know some people said, hey, you know, they didn't see them next levels. But, hey, this is what I wanted to see in Tatiana. I wanted to see the want. I wanted to see the hunger. And I wanted to see that finish factor back in Tatiana Suarez just to make sure that, you know, she's picking up where she left off. I know eventually, you know, we want to see her show a few different levels. You know, we want to see her, you know, use her striking, look more like a different fighter. But this is what she does. You know, she's a wrestler. Montana De La Rosa is a wrestler. You know, they talked about competing against each other as far as, you know, showing who had the better wrestling, and we saw it. Tatiana Suarez, you know, she showed no, you know, she really showed no holes in her game as far as the ground. I like the approach she took. I know, again, you know, I want to see a little bit more in the future. Hopefully we see that as she steps up in competition. But when it comes down to a fighter like Montana De La Rosa, you know, she's not really going to give those different looks. So there's no need for Suarez to try to carry De La Rosa in this fight. Just go in there, go for what you know, show everybody your back, and take it there. You know, show that kill factor in this type of fight. So yeah, shout out to Tatiana Suarez. Montana De La Rosa, man, like, it's just kind of a letdown once again. You know, the one thing I say about her is she has a lot of tools, but it just comes down to her commitment. You know, she has striking. She had the height. I won't say height advantage. Let's just say she was taller, and she had the longer reach in this fight, right? We can't really say it's an advantage if you don't know how to use it, right? So she was the taller, longer fighter in here. So I was thinking that since she's been more active and she's been working more and she's been in more fights, she was going to say, you know what? I'm going to try to use my jab in this fight. Use my jab against the wrestler. Keep her at bay. Turn a few angles and set up some big counter shots against somebody that's going to be a bull and that's going to come forcefully on me, right? But didn't work out that way again. You know, Montana De La Rosa is a wrestler, but she didn't really show that physical strength that some of y'all said that she was going to possess. Like, I thought she would have been a little bit different, like her approach, but on the feet. But yeah, when it came down to the stand-up, there was nothing there. And even in the wrestling department, you know, she just wasn't physically strong enough to handle Suarez. I mean, the first round, right away, Suarez, she threw her own body kick, landed a good body kick, and just started putting that pressure on whenever she realized Montana didn't really have anything to offer. Montana looked like she wanted to strike. I think she threw one right hand down the pipe, but Montana was just getting pressured. You know, she just got pressured until Suarez got the takedown. Right where she left off from a few years back, you know, Suarez had some good top control, just really controlling Montana off her back. Montana really could get no leverage. She just wasn't strong enough. Eventually, she was getting the back of Montana. Montana actually tried to stand up and hold her on her back, but you could see, like, Montana's knee buckle and she go right back down because, you know, that's a lot of weight. You know, Suarez, even though she's her weight that she competes at normally is a straw weight, I mean, it kind of makes you wonder, should she go back to straw weight when I saw, you know, how filled out she was at flyweight. Let's put it that way, right? And then with all that weight she put on Montana's back to put her down, it was like, wow, you know. So eventually, when she gets her back down, she just controls her. They get back to the feet. Suarez did show some good stand-up as far as in the clinch. She landed some good knees to the body, you know, landed some really hard knees to the body on Montana. They exchanged a few, but I think that the knees from Suarez were much more effective. You know, she was landing some hard knees to the body that I think were affecting Montana. Going into the second round, De La Rosa looked like she wanted to keep it at a range, but she just wasn't pumping out a jab. She just started throwing these kicks out. Like, she just started leading with these slow kicks, like throwing some kicks to the midsection. And you don't really, you really shouldn't throw body kicks at a wrestler like Tatiana Suarez, because the minute she threw that one telegraph kick, I was like, here it comes. Suarez catches it and takes De La Rosa down. You know, she judo tosses her down, locks her up in a headlock, but eventually she rolls her back over, gets that side control, and puts a lot of pressure on De La Rosa. De La Rosa, she does get a nice turnaround to get back up, but she just can't keep Suarez off her at this point. You know, she just can't keep her off. So eventually, De La Rosa, she tries to mimic what Suarez did in the first round, tries to dive in for that takedown, but Suarez does what De La Rosa she capitalized on what De La Rosa couldn't do in the first round. She locks in her own guillotine and pulls guard. And as soon as she locks in and pulls guard, I'm like, maybe Suarez won't get it. But, De La Rosa, maybe she'll be able to, slide out. But since she is a solid grappler, but no, this is Suarez. Suarez locks in that guillotine, and then she tightens up. I'm looking at De La Rosa's face because it's like, starting to turn a little red, but she's still trying. But then I saw, like, when they cut to that angle and Suarez started smiling, and then she just started, like, pulling harder on it. It was over. Referee had to separate it. It was over. Montana De La Rosa tapped. I mean, I couldn't see the angle where she tapped that. Maybe the ref just saw that she was about to go out, but that was the end of it. Suarez got the finish over Montana De La Rosa. First time De La Rosa's been finished in her UFC career. None of the other flyweights could do it, but Suarez, coming back after almost a 4-year layoff, was able to finish De La Rosa. So to me, that's a statement. That is a statement. I was one of the ones that said she needed to fight an unranked fighter just to see where she stands, and she looked good. She passed the test, right? So yeah, man, shout out to Suarez. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to come back in after 4 years off, show us that you really want it, and show us that, hey, there is no rust, there is no injuries. I'm ready to go, right? So again, shout out to Suarez. I think her next move from here is to move back down to 115. She's eyeing a fight with Rosa Namajunas, which to me, that would be a good fight. But you know what? I actually think Jessica Andrade would be a good fight. I've been calling for the Rose fight, but just kind of looking at the matchmaking here right now with Suarez deciding to go back down to 115, Andrade also deciding to go back down to 115, that would be a really, really good matchup. That's something I wanted to see back in like 2018, 2019. So maybe that fight can happen after Jessica Andrade takes a little rest. By the time they both, get lined up for a fight, that should match them up nicely, right? With Andrade just coming off of 2 fights, January and February, maybe sometime in like June or July, right? That would be a good matchup. Just give Suarez some time to move back down, since it's been a long time since she fought at 115. And then also give her a chance to kind of look at that option. Like, will it be easy to get down to 115? Because, yeah, I'm not going to lie. Like, Suarez, she looked filled out in this one. She definitely looked a part of more of a full-fledged flyweight now. So we'll see if 115 is where she wants to be, or 125 is for her right now. As for Montana De La Rosa, look, Montana, she's young, got a lot of experience, and some good tools. I don't know what it is, man. Like, I just don't know what it is. Like, she just gets bullied in there a lot. She tries, but it seems like it's hard for her to get that striking down. That stand-up game, I think, would be so much better if she just had some really solid timing and really knew how to fight behind the jab and set up good counter shots. Especially, she's got this reputation as the wrestler, but she's been getting owned in the clinch by some of these fighters like Suarez and Barber. You know what I mean? Like, she can't really win on the feet when it comes to the stand-up, but she's also losing out now in these clinch battles and wrestling battles, right? So I don't know what's next for her. This is 2 in a row now, right? Barber and Suarez, she's lost to. So I don't know. Shout out to my man BJ. He suggested JJ Aldridge. I actually would have JJ Aldridge winning that fight. I think in the stand-up game, and as far as her takedown defense, I think that JJ Aldridge would be bad timing for her right now, because I think if she loses that fight, it would be lopsided, and that would probably lead to her being cut. Okay? So, yeah, man, final thoughts. I like what Suarez looked like. I wanted to see those different I really wanted to see those natural abilities back. Like I said, the want, the hunger, and the finishing factor. Eventually, yeah, I do want to see what her striking looks like, and I want to see what she looks like against this much more evolved, class of WMMA fighters in both 115 and 125, because that's something that she's gonna have to be on the lookout for. Fighters have changed since 2019 up to now. I know that's only 4 years, but yeah, like the era of WMMA fighters, they have been growing. 115, a lot of striker oriented fighters, but they're fighters that are going to be more well-rounded now. Jan Janan is putting it together. Then you got fighters like even Rosa Namajunas. She is a well-rounded fighter. You can't just sleep on her. Think she's going to get ragged out. She might, but she might not. or if, Suarez sticks around at 125. Got a lot of big, strong grapplers who have decent hands. You also have these different looks. So she's got to be on the lookout for that. Because right now, I think that a really competitive fight for Suarez would be like Jennifer Maia. Because at the moment, I still think the top three would be able to beat Suarez at flyweight. So that's something she's gonna have to think about if she wants to stay at flyweight or go back down. Because I think Blanchfield, Manon, and Tyler Santos, they really do possess those well-rounded skills to deal with a wrestler like Suarez now. So, maybe she will want to go back down and try to fight somebody like Andrade and go that route to the Zhang Weili path. You know what I mean? And what's crazy is Macy Barber's also thinking about that. So we never know. We might see Suarez Barber at 115 at some point, to try to get that fight against Zhang Weili. So it's getting crazy now, guys. But that's what it's looking like on the forefront right now, or the fight front, like I used to say. Shout out to Tatiana Suarez. Definitely want to see her get back in the mix as far as her being champion. I'll probably talk about that in another video, like where will it be, where her chances are best, like 115, 125. We'll see. Montana De La Rosa. Let me know what y'all think, guys, where she goes from here. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.